Do you have little or basically no control over the prices of your products? Usually that happens when you're in the franchise world. So your prices are fixed, you can't increase or decrease as you would like. How can you work around that to increase your profits? You do, if you're finding that this is where you're at in your business as a business owner, CEO, entrepreneur, and again, it's especially for those in the franchise world, you want to listen in for the next few minutes. Do remember to share this broadcast. And of course, if you have any questions, and yeah, you can state where you're joining in from in the comments as well. So, you are having fixed prices. What can you do? One of the first things you need to do as a business owner or CEO in this position is to understand your costs. Not all costs are the same. So there are some costs which will impact your profits more than the other. What does that mean? That means that, for example, if you focus on lowering certain costs, you're not going to see that impact in your bottom line, in your profits, versus if you focus on those costs that directly impact your sales and by default your profits, you're going to see more results. So, what are those costs? You want to focus on lowering your cost of goods sold. That will differ for everyone, but most times it's going to be supplies or labor materials. That's basically what it is. If you're in the restaurant business, for example, it's going to be your food costs, it's going to be your labor costs, it's going to be your costs for materials, those type of stuff. So you want to focus on lowering those costs. How do you lower those costs? You want to pay attention, especially if there is wastage. If you have a lot of wastage, you want to also look at your labor cost ratio, right? And that's not just saying, okay, I paid out $90,000 for labor cost this month. You want to look at your labor cost ratio. That is, what is your labor cost compared to your sales? That's your labor cost ratio. And when you do that, you're going to be realizing, okay, if I'm paying out this amount in labor, am I getting back? Is it generating those sales that I need, and hence reducing your profits accordingly? So that is definitely one way to increase profits when you're faced with a situation with fixed costs, fixed prices. I'll throw in another one. You also want to look at analyze your sales. You want to make sure you're focusing on those products that are driving more profits. So let's say you have a product A and a product B. If you do deeper analysis, you'll find that product A might not be contributing a lot to profits versus product B. So in that case, you want to focus on product B. Can you sell more of that? Can you bundle that? There are different ways you can do that. So these are just some quick tips if you're faced with fixed prices. I know, especially in the franchise model, you are bound by terms and conditions, franchisor, and you're not able to have that leverage with changing prices accordingly. So in those instances, you have to look at the other half of the equation, right? Because profits are basically sales less your costs. So you want to look at if your hands are pretty much tied on that first section, the top line, you want to zero in more on your costs. How can you reduce costs? And even looking through your numbers on a monthly basis, you're going to find that there's so many opportunities for you to lower costs. Just paying attention to what you're spending on. Do you need it? Do you want it? Those kind of analysis. So do remember to share this broadcast. If you are having a situation you need more questions answered, you want to this resonates with you, and you're still okay, I need more support with this, I'm happy to have a chat with you. And do remember to share this broadcast with other CEOs, other business owners as well. So signing off in 3, 2, 1. Bye, guys.